Hi, welcome to our Dean Collins and Jewel McGowan series. Dean Collins and Jewel were a dance couple from LA in the 1940s and some of our favorite dancers. So in this lesson we're going to focus on Jewel McGowan's Swingout. So it looks something like this. Start off normal and ease into it. 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3. 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3. 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, and Juan doing a great Dean Collins impersonation there. Beautiful. Okay, so there's a few details in Jewel McGowan's swing out that is different from, for instance, my usual swing out. So I'm going to go through those step by step. The first and most important thing is that she stays much closer to Dean than, for instance, I normally stay to Juan when we swing out. And that makes a big stylistic difference and a big change to the technique as well. So almost always Jewel has her right elbow very close to her body. So what you'll have to do in order to make that happen is really think about keeping your footwork smaller on beats 5 and 6. So what the lead does will affect this. So hopefully if you're dancing with a lead who is also trying to dance like Dean Collins, it's going to work a treat. And if not, this might be difficult. But if I get one to walk me through a swing out, 1, 2, 3, and 4. These steps that are coming up on 5, 6. If I keep them smaller, small, small, I can keep my right elbow close to my body, and then I'm going to just wind out from here without triple stepping out and letting this gap increase here. So this is a little bit more effort than I'm used to, so it feels to me like my arm is working more, but this is the way Jewel and Dean cooperated in their dancing. So the shortness of the arm is balanced out by the hips being really far back. So they dance with a lot of counter tension, and the amount of tension here is much more than if, for instance, we sent our hips that far back but let our arms release more. So actually this is a really interesting technique to build more counter tension in the fingers there. So the rule of posture for Jewel McGowan's style is definitely that the hips are behind the feet, and generally her shoulders are above her hips or ever so slightly in front. She also tends to turn out away from Dean, so she's open on 7 and 8, 1, 2 of the swing out with her shoulders here, but that means she can't let that affect her frame here. This stays strong, and any rotation she has happens along the axis that is her right shoulder here. So if I can get Juan to give me a little counter tension, she might be in a position like this, and then from here she has this amount of motion because she's rotating along this axis and not affecting her hand. What does that feel like for the leads?
Well, it will feel like it's more weight. The thing you have to do is like match what she's doing by keeping your elbow short and then using your hips slightly more. That will give you the pike position that is one of the trademarks of
Dean Collins and
Collins.
Jewel McGowan style, exactly. So the next thing to know, apart from that postural change and the way she's cutting short her line here, is the way she swivels. And this is what most of us followers aspire to. So Jewel McGowan has what some people call the best swivels in the history of Lindy Hop, and they're certainly delicious. So the way Jewel does it is she really does turn her feet backwards in an almost frightening kind of way, 7 and 8, showing her heels to Dean, but still keeping this very upright posture in her upper body. So her legs are doing something crazy, but from her hip bones upwards, she's very ladylike. So the contrast of those two things is kind of crazy. So Jewel's footwork becomes, she's here on 6, wound into her own right arm because of the way Dean Collins sends her backwards. And from there she turns all the way out 7 and 8 so that her heels are pointing towards Dean in this position. I'll show you from this side. If this is my beat 6, well, I have a partner to use. Why don't I just use him? If this is my 6, I'm wound into my own arm at this point, and then keeping my elbow short, she turns out 7 and 8 with her heels pointing towards Dean. From there, her swivels show the inside of her right foot to Dean, and on beat 2 show the inside of her left foot to Dean. So she gets 7 and 8, feet pointing backwards in a horror movie kind of way, and then 1 and 2 as Dean is moving her forwards. So if I do that in motion, it looks like this. We have 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6. Turn my feet backwards. 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5, 6. Triple step, swivel, swivel, triple step, 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 triple step. Exactly. With her left arm, she usually tucks it back here behind her back, and you can see some footage of Jewel and Dean dancing when Jewel was actually very, very young. And what she's doing is she's swishing her skirt as she does her swivels, like this. And then over the years, you can see her style progress, so that when she's a little older, she's just gracefully putting this hand back here without bothering to swish her skirt. It's kind of fun that you can see the progression of her style, because she was captured in these different films over time. That's nice. So, if we put the swivels in, we cut short the arm and stay a little closer to our partner. Throw in this hand and think about that position of the chest open away from my partner. It looks like this all together. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. Turn my feet backwards, forward, forward, triple, step, step, triple. Shagira ra da umpara. Exactly. Just the last point is about beats 3 and 4, if I get Juan to take me there. 1, 2, and stop on 4. If perhaps in my standard swing out, I'm in a position something like this, more squat. What Jewel does is she tucks her hips a little further back so that she can straighten her right leg. But be careful that you keep your weight on your right foot and don't put it back on your left in this moment like this, because then you're on the wrong foot to move on beat 5. So if something like this is your normal 3 and 4 position, Jewel is going to be something more like this. Exactly, and then from there she can move out 5, 6, 7, and 8. All right, let's do it from a few different angles. Put it all together. Show you from the back. We have 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And from this side, 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Beautiful. Let's try it to music.